An estimated 4.6 million people have left Ukraine in the last 6 weeks. More than half of them have gone to Poland. That's where volunteers from all over the world are helping refugees in any way they can. News Center Maine's Alex Haskell spoke with a Mainer who joined that effort.
A former Bangor City Councilor and Maine State Senator recently returned home to Bangor from Poland. He shared his experience with me after spending more than a week in what felt like a completely different world.
Giving money was one thing, but I was inspired where I actually wanted to volunteer, which is not something I ever thought of doing in the past.
These are images of Ukrainians, young and old, making their way to safety in Poland. They're greeted by volunteers like Sean Faircloth of Bangor.
They're waiting in line on the Ukrainian side to come in on the Polish side of the border, and the line can get quite long.
That's the scene where Faircloth went back and forth between the Polish village Medyka and the Ukrainian village Szany.
In our shopping cart, we would have blankets and mittens because it was cold, and oranges and bananas and candy for the kids, and we'd hand it out and provide it to them.
An experience, he says, was positive, but still painful to see so many displaced by this war.
Well, I would say that I was both excited and worried.
Waiting back home was his partner, Amy.
It was totally within his character and personality to do this.
So it took her by no surprise when Faircloth wanted to go to Poland. There, he also spent time volunteering with a nonprofit, A Drop in the Ocean.
We're providing clothing and shoes.
Shannon Fluck is the organization's logistics coordinator in Poland's second largest city, Krakow. She says they're serving 1,000 Ukrainian refugees every day.
Without volunteers, we wouldn't be able to make this happen.
But they are making it happen.
There was I'm talking about a giant mountain of clothes that they'd have on the loading dock. And then they'd have us volunteers. There'd be one set of volunteers separating the clothing, another categorizing the clothing.
Free, clean clothes for Ukrainians fleeing their homes, sometimes with just one bag of belongings.
There was smiles and there was a lot of friendliness of the interaction, but also there was a lot of stoicism. You got a picture, these people have been through a lot.
Faircloth says his only hope is that his story will inspire others to help Ukrainians by either donating money or making the trip to Europe to volunteer.
You will never forget the experience, and you'll feel like you're doing something that really matters.
Faircloth had a lot more to share about his time in Poland. He told me he even met a New England law student who put his studies aside and volunteered for the Ukrainian army. We have much more of his story on our website, as well as some ways that you can help Ukrainian refugees. Alex Haskell, News Center, Maine.